4.
Broncos. Listen, they didn't just add players. They added elite players. Dre Greenlaw, Evan Ingram, Hufanga at safety. Last year's defense was good and aggressive. Why would it go backwards? So, again, Bo Nix in his second year. The O-line is rated number 2 according to PFF in preseason. So last year caught us by surprise. This year, all their good young players are a year older in the system of Sean Payton. I have Denver at number 4.
Denver Broncos, top 4 team in the NFL, according to Colin Cowherd. We are coming in hot right now. I mean, think of the 3 teams that Colin has ahead of the Broncos. Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson, multi-MVP, been in the playoffs, AFC champion, right? Consistent, elite, top contender year after year after year. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, just an MVP in the AFC championship game, consistently elite and a top contender year after year after year. The Philadelphia Eagles literally just went to the Super Bowl and won last year. 2 out of 3. Went to the Super Bowl 2 out of 3 of the last, of the last 3 years. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, and that's it. That's who's in front of the Denver Broncos. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. And it sounds extreme, and it sounds crazy. But here's the argument why it's not. Especially if we just go with these 10 teams right here, right? Let's just start at number 10. The Detroit Lions. They have an awesome roster. Fantastic roster. There are legitimate, concrete, serious questions. You just got 2 new coordinators on both sides of the ball. What on earth is that going to look like? You lost 2 awesome coordinators on offense and defense. If they're as awesome as you have told me they have been for the Detroit Lions, how can there be no repercussions to losing them? Doesn't make sense. It makes 0 sense. So, okay, you can say they can take a step back. The Green Bay Packers, they continue to not be healthy. They can't stay healthy. Jordan Love's injured again. Matt LaFleur has talked about that right now, the way how they're managing Jordan Love, like he's not practicing in the way that he wants them to be able to practice. He's not even with the ones right now. And when he does play, it's 7-on-7, which Matt LaFleur hates. So he's literally not even able to coach his QB1 how he wants to be coached leading into the season. And again, to be fair, I believe in the Packers, but it's just like, question mark. Los Angeles Rams, what the heck is going on with Matthew Stafford? Is that guy going to be able to make it through this season? Yes or no? Nobody knows. Stafford doesn't know. The Rams don't know. The Commanders, I am mega high on the Commanders. What the heck is going on with Terry McLaurin? I mean, they're going to be significantly better if Terry McLaurin's playing than if he's not playing. So it's like, what the heck is the story there? I believe in the Seattle Seahawks, but again, new quarterback, new system. Like it's a new year. I can believe that they're going to be, competitive and better than they were last year, but it's like not skyrocketing them to a top 3 team. Kansas City Chiefs, a lot of people are looking to bury them. I personally am not. Even the fact that Colin has them number 5 doesn't really make sense to me because he has them like struggling to make the playoffs. So he has them as the final wild card spot, I think below the New England Patriots, and yet they're top 5. So I'm like, that kind of confuses me. And right now, you're just not going to have a team like the Broncos leapfrog the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens. The Eagles, the Bills, and the Ravens, right? Like that is such a harder argument to make. You can absolutely undeniably make the argument for the teams 10 through 6. I think the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Bills, and the Ravens, now you really have to argue why you think they could be better than those teams, right? Because you're now having teams and quarterbacks that have been deeply solidified, deeply rooted. And now you have to be like, well, is this defense going to take a step back? What about this O-line? What about this run game? What about this? What this? And to me, and that's why it's like for the Broncos to be able to leapfrog those situations, even a team like the Chiefs, it's like Bo Nix needs to take a huge step forward. The run game has to like actually be something that you can rely on. And that defense, right, there's no room for it to take a step back. And in fact, if you take a big step forward, here we go, right? Here we come getting after it, forcing more turnovers, getting better field position for your quarterback, allowing your quarterback to be able to play more situational, more complementary football, being able to rely on the run game more, milking the clock, etc., etc., etc. Those are question marks that you have to see how things unfold. But I actually genuinely do not believe that the Broncos are out of place here. I'm not telling you that I have them as a top 4 team because I don't know. And I don't really feel too obligated to have to solidify exactly where I think teams are going to be right now. That's just not how my mind operates, honestly. I won't feel comfortable evaluating these teams, honestly, until like week 7, week 8. Like I need to see weeks of these teams playing to really have any degree of confidence. Just how my mind works. But I am on the record saying many, many times is that if this defense takes an even bigger step forward and they stay healthy and Bo Nix takes a step forward and is the quarterback that I believe him to be, well then yes, I without a shadow of a doubt believe that Denver Broncos will be a top 4 team, a top team in the NFL and a legitimate contender. But I don't operate, and I misspoke even when I just said top 4. I don't operate in numerical with teams. Like I put them in tiers, in groups. So would I feel comfortable putting them in the group with like the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bills or whatever? Yeah, I would. You would make the argument that they're right below them because of the experience. Because now I'm looking at it as in terms of like playoffs and stuff. And it's like you would maybe want to leave the room to say, you're going to have to put the Bills, the Eagles, the Ravens, and the Chiefs ahead of a team like the Broncos because those teams have established their ability to win big games, play big moments. That is not what technically the Broncos or Bo Nix has proven to be able to do just yet. So it's like if you were going to be, really strict with how you're going to try to put these teams in a group, you would say I would, do that after. So it's like I could imagine that you're going to going into the season that if you forced me to make some sort of rankings, it's like I would see myself putting the Eagles, the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Eagles, the Bills and the Ravens in their own little tier and even the Chiefs. And then it's like in that next tier, it's like that's then where I would be putting the Broncos. The Commanders are a question mark. It's again, Terry McLaurin, are you there or are you not? And I don't even know who else I would necessarily 100% put in that next tier because I got to see, are the Green Bay Packers healthy? Is Matthew Stafford playing with the Rams? And I do still think that a team like the Lions are going to be very competent, but like I still need to see what they look like with 2 brand new coordinators. So it's like I'm not really comfortable putting them in any tier quite yet, but I would be confident putting the Broncos just under the other main teams that have again clearly proven their worth in that top tier. But like I said, I don't get too lost in it and I don't zoom in too much when trying to evaluate these teams, especially in August. But even as the weeks go on, like even when we do like Knicks tiers and whatnot for all of that, I'm still more comfortable putting teams and even large groups of teams in tiers and not needing to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just not how my mind works. But I will do herd hierarchy throughout the season and whatnot because it is fun. It is interesting to see where Colin's mind is at. But even something like this, seeing the Broncos, like I just think a lot of people are going to be like, how on earth are the Broncos there, right? How are the Broncos ahead of the Rams, the Commanders? How are they ahead of the Chiefs? How are they next to the Ravens and all of that? And it's like, again, I think it's really basic. It's just go through the steps. Do you think Bo Nix is a great quarterback and can take a step forward? Yes or no? Yes. Do you think this defense will continue to be great and even take a step forward? Yes. Is this O-line great and not going to be a liability for this offense? Yes. Do you believe that they have a great coach? Yes. Do you believe that their run game is going to be significantly better than it was last year? Yes. Do you believe that the receivers and the weapons that Bo Nix has to work with this year are going to be a lot smoother than they were last year? Yes. It's like, okay, that's a lot of yeses. It's a lot of yeses. The only reason why you would think that the Broncos can't be a top team in the NFL is if you think that Bo Nix is not a great quarterback. That's the only way you can look at it, is if Bo Nix is not the great quarterback. Or he's a great quarterback and the pieces around him are just not good enough to make anything happen. That they're just really lower level, which I think is actually Nick Wright's take on that the offensive weapons are just not good at all. So we'll find out. But just crazy. Just that's the beauty of football, man. When you're a well-run franchise and you get the coach right, that leads you to getting the quarterback right, and that leads you to getting back on track with it. If you don't get Sean Payton, there's a great chance you're still playing a game with like Russell Wilson right now. Seriously. I mean, if you don't get the right coach, there's a real chance that you're still doing this song and dance with Russ. Or you move on from Russ, but probably not. Let's be serious here. And you probably don't draft Bo Nix. You definitely aren't able to draft Bo Nix in that time because you at least would have had Russ probably at least for another year. The only big time coach that could really make that play, because you're not hiring some coach from college or another offensive coordinator. Now you're shipping out Russ. Like, that's probably not going to be the thing that happens. So then you're not able to draft Bo Nix. And then it's just like, it's like, I don't know what other game you're playing at that point and who you're drafting. It's just like, what situation are you doing? Are you trying to trot out Spencer Rattler right now? Like, it's just, where are you? And so it's just, when you're a well-run team and you start from the top and work your way down, good things happen, and you can literally be a team that can't even make the playoffs to potentially a top 4 team in the NFL. Crazy. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos top 4 team in the NFL, according to Colin Cowherd? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.